dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. A car crash in Prestonsburg yesterday has claimed the lives of a mother and her daughter. Officials in Floyd County confirmed with WYMT that 61-year-old Janie LeMaster and her mother, 85-year-old Marlene Tackett, were both killed in a car crash Friday. We first brought you the story yesterday as breaking news. The crash happened on North Lake Drive near the Dairy Queen. Police officials say they did not expect foul play in the incident. A Boyd County man is facing charges in a child sexual abuse case. On Thursday, members of the Kentucky State Police Electronic Crime Branch team served a search warrant at a home in Catlettsburg. Officials reportedly discovered 35-year-old Ryan Armstrong had been uploading sexually explicit images of children online. Armstrong is charged with 9 counts of possessing matter portraying a minor under the age of 12 in a sexual performance. If convicted, he could face 5 to 10 years in prison. If you get on TikTok, you might know Lawrence County native Whitney Johnson, just under a different name. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox details how Johnson has grown on the social media platform.
So, Tincture 101.
She calls herself the Appalachian Forager, with a following of 700,000 people and counting.
The very first video I put up was like an intro thing that's like, hey, my name's Whitney, and I get plants and mushrooms and cook fish and cook like your mama, and this is what I do, and it just like blew up.
Mushrooms are the main player on her TikTok and throughout the house, but each video includes a new recipe for viewers to try.
You find this old man growing on trees, but you want to get it on fallen trees. Whether it be food or like, you know, I make like tinctures and stuff for like wellness. Like I'll show people how to preserve them, like dry them, freeze them. And I try to do it as often as possible.
One of her main dishes is pawpaw jam, which I tried myself.
Tell me what you think.
Okay. Holy cow, that is really good. How have I never tried this before? Locals like all the food too.
You know, going into Walmart now, you get a lot of people that's like, do I know you? And I'm like, depends on who you think I am. And they'll be like, mushrooms? I'm like, yeah.
While she never guessed TikTok would be her way to go big, Whitney's personality has become the perfect fit.
I'm kind of a ham, if you can't tell, like from the videos. Like I love to talk to people. I love to meet people. So it's really cool to meet these people and hear how my videos have influenced them to get out there and do things, or like inspired them to try things they've never done.
Whitney says exploring the outdoors for plants and mushrooms is the best medicine there is. In Lawrence County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Whitney Johnson's TikTok page also has 9 million likes after just a year and a half. The Whitley County Sheriff's Department is praising an unlikely hero today. Officials reported that 45-year-old Tina Hicks had several warrants out for her arrest and tracked her down to a known address. When deputies showed up at the house, none of the adults reportedly were cooperating with them until they got a little extra help. Authorities said a toddler ended up telling them that Hicks was inside a room next to the bathroom. The sheriff's office called the child honest and brave for their assistance and said he told them that it's good to be honest, we shouldn't lie.
Well, the weather is cool and gloomy to kick off the weekend across the mountains. Here's a live look right now over at the London Corbin Airport, looking at plenty of cloud cover back in the distance. Current temperature 45 degrees right now at the airport, and over at UVA-Wise, current temperature 43 degrees. We can't see this camera right now, but there we go. A few raindrops on the camera lens, also some clouds back in the distance, and maybe some fog back there as well. Temperatures for most of us are chilly, middle to lower 40s, 41 for Pikeville, 44 in Grundy, 42 for Jackson, 45 in Somerset and Monticello. Had some showers earlier this morning. Those are now off to the south and east, but rain or fog and clouds and that gloomy weather continues into this evening. If you have any plans, it will be chilly. Temperatures falling into the upper 30s and lower 40s as we go into tonight, but a warm up is on the way on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and possibly some severe weather on Monday as well. All those details coming up in just a little bit. Keaton.
Thanks, Cameron. One family in Pike County still has yet to return to their home following the July floods. Rob Elkins and his wife Robin live on the same property as their nonprofit animal rescue, 3 Mile Creek Farms. In July, the couple watched their home lift off its foundation, and it was heavily damaged by the floodwaters. To this day, the Elkins have yet to move back into their home, but Rob Elkins says even on the day of the flood, the rescue animals came first.
Instead of me trying to get stuff out of my house, I was trying to help the animals. The way I feel about that, and my motto is they can't help themselves, so they're entirely 100% up to us to take care of them. And so if you take an animal in, they come first.
Elkins added that there's still a lot of work to be done to the house, but the rescue is still taking in animals and has taken in nearly 40 just in the past month. We'll hear more about their journey to get back home tonight at 11. A sports betting bill has failed for years in the Kentucky House, but lawmakers hope this year is going to be a little different. House Bill 551 would legalize sports betting and put regulation and implementation in the hands of the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. They would be the ones who determine who gets access to a license statewide. What makes this bill different from last year's is it removes online poker and daily fantasy. Lawmakers say they've also cleaned up a lot of the language in the bill to make sure everything's up to date. Some believe 2023 is the year, and the votes are there to get it through.
It's been a 3-month period of drafting this bill. I wanted to file this bill 2 or 3 weeks ago, but we were trying to get every kink that we could possibly get worked out in the process and check all the boxes, have a bill that took care of the issues that the Senate had raised previously, that welcomed the stakeholders to the table, folks in the industry, to have comments and see if there was anything that needed to be addressed.
The money raised by the bill is once again earmarked for Kentucky's public pension fund, same as last year's bill. Meredith said it's not sure if it'll make next week's agenda, but if not, he's hoping it'll get on there for the week after. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman is working with Kentucky students to improve the mental health in children in schools across the Commonwealth. The Team Kentucky Mental Health Initiative has launched 10 regional summits across Kentucky to hear directly from students and mental health experts on how to improve assistance in schools. The Lieutenant Governor says the summits are entirely student-driven and has opened doors to improve mental health in Kentucky students. And this week, she announced that $18 million in federal funding will be used to provide further mental health access to students in several counties across Kentucky.
This announcement and the critical work that will follow represents the best of us, because now is the time to invest heavily in our students, beyond the tangible objects like facilities and textbooks, but in the whole child.
And next month, the Lieutenant Governor will be alongside the U.S. Surgeon General to present the work done through these student-driven summits. February is American Heart Month. This year, more than 400,000 Americans will die of cardiac arrest, according to the CDC. But experts say you can help lower that number by learning CPR. The American Heart Association says if you suffer from cardiac arrest, receiving CPR can triple your chances of survival.
The better chance that person has, because for every minute that person is down without CPR being performed, there's a 10% chance you're not going to get them back.
The CDC says 9 out of 10 cardiac arrest cases occur outside of a hospital. So being CPR certified helps to keep people alive until medical professionals can arrive. Just days after the ending of the revival at Asbury University, the State Department of Public Health has confirmed a new case of measles that is linked to the revival. Lucy Bryson has the story.
A case of measles has been reported in Jessamine County. Health officials say that the infected person attended the Asbury University revival just last Saturday. This is reported to be the 3rd case of measles in the state of Kentucky in the past month.
Measles is a virus. It is spread predominantly by by droplets in the air. It's very contagious.
Family practice physician Dr. Jeff Fox says that this is the first case of measles he's dealt with in years.
I've been practicing for about 40 years. And in the last 35, I don't know that I've seen, a case of measles. Maybe I could count them on my one hand.
The concern of Fox and the rest of Jessamine County is how fast the disease can spread. And with Asbury's revival facilitating thousands of people, the event could become a super spreader. But Fox says with proper vaccination, measles can be avoidable.
If you're exposed and are vaccinated, your risk is small. again, pay attention to symptoms, but you're pretty good protected if you're vaccinated.
For individuals who do contract measles, he says that it's not typically fatal.
Typically, you get over it. Okay, you supportive care, fluids, Tylenol, and time. That's typical. You don't want to be one of the atypicals who dies from a complication.
But he advises sick individuals to contact healthcare professionals just in case.
That was Lucy Bryson reporting. Any individual experiencing symptoms of measles is advised to contact their doctor and follow CDC protocol in order to stop the spread. Coming up at 6, how folks in the region are keeping active while still spending a little time at the mall.
Plus, we are watching out for strong to severe storms on Monday. All those details coming up next.